Hey guys, so today we're going to be reading Reddit posts of breakup stories. I'm addicted to reading these things. I see it online, so I'm like, you know what? Why not just start reading posts and kind of put my input into it? So let's get into it. This one says, during a summer in between my freshman and sophomore year of college, my girlfriend called me telling me she had a big surprise for me if I came to visit her that weekend. She lived 3 hours away. We met at school, but I decided to visit her. Walking to her house with a bouquet of flowers and was immediately broken up with. I started crying. This was back before I became the jaded bastard of today. Damn. And then her entire family comes walking to the house. So here I am standing with flowers in hand, tears pouring down my cheeks, and then my ex says, well, I have to get going. Top it off, for the entire drive back it was pouring rain. I was crying non-stop, and I got lost and ended up taking me 5 hours to get home. Looking back, I can laugh at it now because it seriously felt like a scene straight out of a movie. Oh, poor honey. Oh, I hate people like this. It's like, I have a big surprise for you. The bouquet of flowers, like everything just kept, it is downhill. She broke up with him. The entire family came in. She was being rude, say, well, I gotta get going. And then when he's driving back, it was pouring rain. He got lost and took him 5 hours to get home. Oh, my heart. That is, I'm not even talk about it that long, but I hate people that does this. Okay. I'm so sorry for that person. Hopefully, he said that I became the jaded bastard of today. I don't know. Some people, they get their heart broken, like they be in love, get their heart broken, and then they, have this wall, and yeah. My ex got into art and started attending an evening class, so one Christmas, I spent a fortune on all the gear of her, oil paints, water paints, brushes, canvases, easel, etc. And that ish is not cheap. Came Christmas Day, she opened her presents, broke into tears, and ran out the house, smashing the car into the garden wall as she left and disappeared for 3 days before finally calling me after a completely ruined Christmas of my family and her family were sick about what happened to her. Turned out she hadn't been going to art classes. She's been effing some other guy. And that was it for me, really. Never saw her again, despite her wasted attempts to say sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. No words. I'm glad that she got guilty, for sure. That's why she was crying. She's like, oh, he's so sweet, he got me this. And I wasn't really going to art class. why people do this. I don't know why people do stuff like this. It's just beyond me. I was dating my high school sweetheart, and after graduation, I moved to a big city from a small town about 4 hours away to get a job with my uncle with a company where he was an executive. I was going to make a life for us and also go to acting school. So I was long distance, working full-time and going to school almost full-time, and the only thing keeping me going was my drive to support us in the future. She would follow down the road. So she becomes distant after a few weeks, even though we've been talking every day. I'm busting my chops, saving every penny and trying to advance in the corporate world. Had a great connection, and on my end, everything seemed perfect. A couple weeks later, she tells me via email, that she doesn't want to see me anymore. Not email, please. Just 2 months ago, she had been crying at Brad, saying how much she loved me and how much she would support me and never lose faith in us. So I'm jarred. The very next day, I skip work, grab what little cash I have on hand besides savings, and catch the bus home. I showed up at her work to try and save things because, God help me, I love this girl. I showed up at her work. Also, I've been saving for an engagement ring and saw her. I walked over and she gave me a death glare. She said, "I didn't ask you to come here," and walked away. That was it. That was that. For a couple months, my life was drink all the things. Are y'all okay? Like, oh my gosh. I cry for you guys sometimes. Like, this is horrible. Oh my gosh. What happened? Either she lost feelings, right? Or she found someone else. I don't know. It was just, why should I do it through the email? You know? It's just the email. You deserve better, for sure. Whoever you are, you deserve so much better than that. What? I'm so sorry. Well, back at the beginning of my college experience, my boyfriend of 3 years broke up with me over AOL, Instant Messenger, and immediately started dating the girl he had been cheating on me with. He had actually introduced me to her when I visited him at his school, and I remember feeling really awkward meeting her because she gave me shifty eyes or something. Anyway, I was the one who made the post-breakup time horrible. I went bat-ish insane for a few months and pulled all the ridiculous, crazy ex-girlfriend stunts, sending long, weepy emails, leaving ridiculous voicemails while crying hysterically, spreading vicious rumors to all our mutual friends. You name it, I did it. The good news is, I've learned a lot about how not to be a crazy person since then, haha, and we are actually on good terms now. Somehow, I've actually even given him relationship advice. He needed help getting out of a two-year relationship he started right after me, and since then, I dated a few guys and learned how to successfully be a breaker-upper. You know, the story wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad because, first off, why in the world would you want your ex-girlfriend to meet your girlfriend, your new girlfriend that you cheated on her with? That is so low. And I'm like, of course, awkward. You're like, hi, you know? And so I understand her doing those things. But, yeah, but I'm happy that she grew from that and they both became like friends or whatever. So it turned out to be happy. So that's good. I dated someone who lives in Michigan and started to chat with me after exchanging a few PMS on a mutually shared hobby-based message board. This is 12 years ago, by the way. He called me on the phone a couple times and we agreed to meet. Right before he was set to come meet me, he dropped the L-bomb on the phone. My female friend online was like, abort, abort. As some longtime mutual friends, male, who I called up, one of them said, he's a cool dude, but can sometimes get too attached too fast. So I met him, wasn't super into him, but I also expressed to him multiple times I wasn't looking for anything serious. When he was at my place, I made excuses for his weird social behavior among my friends. When he got home, he kept pressuring me to be his girlfriend and was a year older than me. I told him to slow his roll and chill. These old slangs are killing me. A few weeks ago, Andy comes to visit again. He drove down this time. Right before he was set to drive down, he had car issues. Called me up screaming at me, and when I suggested maybe his battery died, I guess he had a habit of leaving lights on, he called me some nasty names. I called up the mutual friend who said, man, I don't know, he's a cool dude and none of this sounds like the guy I know. After his visit, in which I had pushed him out my door to get him finally leave, he was creeping me out. He started saying that we needed to be engaged because if there was no future for us, then he had to end it. I'd be like, well, alright, then I guess this is it, and hang up the phone. He then called me like 2 seconds later and asking why I wasn't mad or why I hung up the phone on him. In between this madness, I booked a flight to see him in Chicago since he was supposed to move there. Long story short, the day before my flight, this was like month one of us dating, but then the crazy getting more out of hand as weeks went on. He has car problems again. For a few days before the flight, we hadn't been speaking because he sent me an email asking, why don't you say I love you as much as me? I don't think it's going to work, and I think that I needed space. And when I said okay, he blew up my phone. Should have stayed home at this point. Either way, my gut was like, do not go. So I called him up to say maybe we should take a break. He called me a C word. Accused me of trying to get with his cousin online because we talked about how I was going to Chicago the night before the trip. Said I was a whore. Said I was dumping him to F other dudes. Hung up on me and then called me back 1 second later just to yell before and so on. The crazy part is I actually got on a plane to Chicago and spent Thanksgiving in nowhere, Michigan, with his whole white trash family. Then he told me that he should just move to Kentucky so that we wouldn't have the long distance aspect, and that's why he was acting so crazy. I agreed, and when after like 2 more weeks, he was even more bat-ish than before. I said, yeah, I'm done. Get out, please. He punched the wall behind my head, spit in my face, threw photos of hot chicks he used to F at my face while dancing around the room, screaming that he had hot chicks in the past, so he would get them again in the future. Then he moved to Kentucky and married this heinous fat girl who I hated and used to knock on the door of my apartment at 2 a.m. only to drive away when I went to see who was there. Was it what I just read? I have no idea. So basically, crazy dude just was crazy. No comment. No comment. I can't respond to that because what? I mean, good to leave him, but you should have done that sooner for sure. Because it's like she didn't want anything serious to begin with. So it's like, why are you still giving him attention if you didn't want anything serious? And obviously he wasn't serious, so you could have broke that off. Okay. Again, no comment. This was the most painful breakup ever, but this best thing that ever happened to me. My high school boyfriend of 2 years was abusive and cheated on me a lot. For a long time, I suspected he was cheating, but couldn't prove it. So one night, I'm on the phone with one of his friends, age 15, and he called me. And he proceeded to tell me that my boyfriend slept with his girlfriend. She's 13. My boyfriend was 19. I am talking to her, and I'm completely not mad at her. I confirm she's telling the truth. Boyfriend and I have a huge blowout the next day. Find out he slept with several young girls, and because they F him like it matters. I also got punched in the stomach. Silly me assumed the relationship was over and started dating someone else a week later. Apparently there was a miscommunication and he thought I was still his girl. Had a huge screaming fight, got punched again, got a giant class ring thrown at me, left a nice knot on my head, and then he dumped me. I decided just let him have the last word. This is just like, for me to have the last word, I would call the cops on him, being like, yeah, this guy who's 19 is having sex with minors. I mean, this was 12 years ago, but like, it probably wasn't a big deal back then, but yeah. I'll have to be like, he's a pedophile. Come get him. Yeah, it was great that you left him. So. Here's what that gets to me. The fact that she broke up with him or wanted to break up with him because he had sex with minors. Not the fact that he abused her. That's what I thought of. Because, like, say my boyfriend of 2 years was abusive and cheated on me a lot. The fact that she wanted to break up with him for him cheating on her with minors, not the fact that she wanted to break up with him because he was abusive. See what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't match. I would have broke up with him because he was abusive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna leave it with that because I'm trying to find more, but I was like, after that, I don't even know. That was just brutal. Like, he punched her in the stomach, threw his giant class ring, hit her and made her a knot on her head or whatever. Some people just, I mean, it's 12 years ago, so hopefully he changed or whatever. He'll be like in his 30s. Yeah, y'all need to find better people. Like, I know it's like a long time ago, but still, even now, it's still applies to now. If you have someone in a relationship with and they're abusive, or you see red flags in them, dip, go. Cause y'all deserve better, like for real. I don't even want even to continue this video. Anyway, so if you guys want to comment on what I read, you are more than welcome to do it. I'm gonna read more of Reddit posts. I like reading them and having my input and my reaction to that. So if you have any suggestions on what to read about, then let me know. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you see more of me, and hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, wherever you are. And remember to have faith in yourself and believe in yourself. Bye.